Hello, good morning. I laugh because look at me. I'm all dressed up like it's winter. It's been chucking it down for the last, I don't know, 36 hours. It's 13 degrees and windy, damp in the air. This is my last day out. It's Saturday the 16th, I think, and I'm getting a bus down to Craster, which is, I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes down the coast, and then a walk to Dunstanburgh Castle. That's the plan. I've made it on the bus to Craster. £2, and it's about half an hour journey. Bargain. Anyway, this is the village. There's a smell of kippers. There's a kipper shop just up the road there. All I can smell is kippers. Look at it. It seems to be an outer harbour wall, some bank thing, and then inner harbour. You can see tide's out. It's rushing in around between those two walls. That's the other. That's looking north, and you can just see right in the middle some turrets sticking up, and that's Dunstanburgh Castle. So that's where I'm heading, along the coast path. Even got a sandy beach. That's nice. So I'm standing on the end of one of the harbour walls. That's the village around the harbour. I've stuck my head above the parapet now. Unfortunately not going to get blue skies today. That's what it would be like. Right, I'm on the coastal path now to the castle. It is National Trust land. I think National Trust own Dunstanburgh Castle, but is managed on a day-to-day basis by English Heritage. There are a handful of sites like that around the country, so that's good. You had to get in. Got a few people out walking today. It is a Saturday, even though the weather's a bit dodge. People are taking in the fresh air. Bracing, that's what it is. There's a nice little pool to the left. Bet it's still a bit chilly though. Not going in that today. Dunstanburgh Castle is one of the ones I've been meaning to do for years. In fact, since I joined English Heritage in 2010, this was one of the ones I thought I've got to get there at some point. I nearly came here 2 years ago when I was coming back from Scotland, but I thought parking was an issue. I think there's a small car park for motorhomes. There's a campsite nearby called Dunstan Hill, that was full, so I've ended up at Beadnell Bay, but that's alright. So a bus and a walk is just a thing. The path heads through that way, up that bank, and into Dunstanburgh Castle. I think this is a fitting end to my trip, really. Doesn't matter that the sun's not out. Looks sinister in the grey skies. Much prefer this to Dunstanburgh Castle up the coast, which is more modern, more together. Let's look at this. So I've arrived at Dunstanburgh Castle. It was first established in 1313 by Thomas, Earl of Lancaster, cousin to King Edward II and one of his most powerful opponents. Newcastle was deliberately designed to impress visitors with Earl Thomas's power and authority as one of the country's leading barons. Let's head in. This is one tower. I mean, it's massive. Showed my retired person's pass and got in. That's the wall. I might go in and get some supplies first. Massive entrance arch. Vaulted ceiling. Get there eventually. Those were the entrance towers. And there's a little shop there. There's some, I think, composting toilets. Not been in there. This is the reverse of that wall you saw. So the face you see as you're coming up. This is the other side of it. It's a huge, great wall down to the sea, or nearly at the sea. Various rooms here and a guard tower. Halfway down the outer wall. That tower was known as the Constable Tower, and the buildings attached to it were the Constable's house, and that was for the Constable of Dunstanburgh. This is another tower. It's at the bottom end. I mean, this site is massive. Can't quite read it from here. The walls from this tower head all the way around. Right down there, along the cliff edge. Over there, I guess. Gonna walk around there in a minute. And up to a tower at the northern end. This is inside that corner tower, the Beadnell Tower. Would have had 2 floors and accommodation. That's the cliff edge. And that's that Beadnell Tower. You couldn't go around it. It said there would have been a doorway through to the outer bailey with a small drawbridge. What a place to build a castle. Ha. Now I'm going to follow this wall around. The sea is over to my left. Whoops, start again. Now I'm going to follow this wall around. The sea is to my right. Again, the walls are 2 meters thick. Every now and again a wall, you get a little cutout. So it's 1/2 meter wide. Oh, there we go. Rarer daughters, or to you and me, toilets. I've walked all the way along to the northeast corner. That's looking back along the seaward wall, and then the southern curtain wall with the 2 towers and the keep. And that's looking over the edge. Whoa! And that's looking north along the coast. not much wall left on this side. Well, I suppose you don't need much wall when you got 50-metre high cliffs. Dunstanburgh is naturally important for its wildlife and geology and has been designated a site of special scientific interest and an area of outstanding natural beauty. The cliffs before you, made of hard whin sill basalt rock, are very resistant to erosion from sea and weather. They are home to the largest colony of kittiwakes in Northumberland. Seabirds such as the fulmar, shag and razorbill also breed on this coastal stretch. Elsewhere around the headland you may catch sight of smaller birds such as wheaters and stonechats, which prefer gorse and grazed areas. And you can see the curtain wall starts again right at the northern end and it just stops at that cliff edge. And then here is the northern tower. There's a sign, so I'll confirm what it is. It's called the Lilburn Tower. It was named after John de Lilburn, constable of the castle after the execution of Thomas, Earl of Lancaster in 1322. It contained a single room on 3 levels with a fireplace and 2 light windows on the upper floors and stone guardrobes projecting from the outer wall. In the Middle Ages, the tower would have housed the soldiers or officers of the castle. Like other buildings at Dunstanburgh, the Lilburn Tower fell into disrepair by the mid-16th century. Interior of the Lilburn Tower. I've almost done the circuit now. Back to the main entrance and keep, and the southern curtain wall and the North Sea beyond. In 1368, Dunstanburgh Castle passed into the hands of John of Gaunt, son of King Edward III, uncle of King Richard II, and from 1371 King of Castile and Leon in modern Spain. John was one of the greatest noblemen of the 14th century and a bitter rival to the Earl of Northumberland in this area. He commissioned new building works at several of his castles, including Dunstanburgh. These works were necessary to improve the security of the castle's interior. And this is John of Gaunt's gatehouse. There's the back of the entrance. We're going to have a look in these towers. The Great Gatehouse has always been the most imposing building of Dunstanburgh Castle. Elias, the master mason, designed the gatehouse to imitate recent royal gatehouses, such as that at Harlech Castle in North Wales. It was built in about 5 years from 1313 onwards, as a cost of £224. Steps. where it'd be a good place to end this. Unless I see anything else exciting, I'll put it in. I think this is the end of my tour around. I've been out for 32 days. Into Scotland just, back down the Northumberland coast. Seen some fantastic places. Hope you've enjoyed some of them. There is a playlist, you can click on that and watch all of it if you wish. But thanks for coming along. I've had a cracking time and a fitting place to end. Take care then, I'll catch you soon. Cheerio.